Happy Black Friday. And at my house, it's a Brown Friday. I cooked a 14-pound turkey for myself and my husband. We couldn't have company because we've been sick. And so I took some leftovers to my brother, and I had, the entire turkey carcass, the wings, the leg bones. I threw it all in a stock pot here, along with a couple of carrots. Carrots can give it a little sweet flavor sometimes. Some people don't like carrots in their broth. We're making bone broth. And we've got all these wonderful ingredients. A couple of carrots. I took an onion and chopped off the root end because I'm going to be canning this eventually. I don't want anything in there that might possibly have any ability to form botulism in my food later on. So I do cut off the root ends of the vegetables. I have a couple of stalks of celery. I put a couple of bay leaves. And I leave, well, you can't see it there because it just slipped off. I did leave some of the onion coating there that was not on the surface but underneath, and that gives a nice color to the broth. So we took all our leftover turkey bones and skin and carcass, and we put it with some fresh vegetables and a gallon of water. I used distilled water, and I put this on last night immediately after we ate dinner. After I took some leftovers to my brother, we didn't have much left on our turkey. I removed all the pieces that we wanted to save to have another meal today. And then after we added that gallon of water, it'll make about 8 pints or 4 quarts, which is going to be plenty. And I have had this simmering on the back burner of my stove, and as you can see, it does not come to a boil. It's the same heat level as a slow cooker would be. And if you have a slow cooker, you probably want to use that instead. I don't have a slow cooker, and I just put it on my back burner because I know my back burner has about the same heat level as a slow cooker. And I do keep the lid on, so we will cover this back up. We're going to let this just simmer on a real low heat until tomorrow, and then we'll can up the broth. It's going to be great. So this has been cooking for about 18 hours. I'm going to cook it until tomorrow morning. So I put it in my pot Thursday night before I went to bed because I had no place in my refrigerator to put a turkey carcass. And you can use this to either make soup, or what I'm going to do, I'm going to rescue the meat hunks out of here and give them to my dogs because the dogs will enjoy them. They don't have that much nutrition. All the nutrition is going to go into the broth. And we've got the skin in here to give a beautiful flavor. I did not salt my broth. My turkey carcass had some salt. It was a butterball turkey, so that is pre-brined before you start cooking it. I also put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in here because I've heard that it will help draw the nutrients out of the bones. I don't know if that's really true or if it's just an old wives' tale, but it doesn't hurt anything, and it doesn't affect the flavor of your end product at all. So we're going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to can up the broth that this wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving turkey carcass is providing us. Delicious. And last year I canned up my turkey broth with some chicken broth, chicken carcass also. But I think this year I'm going to just only do turkey broth. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is about a gallon of, I use distilled water because our tap water is not that great. A gallon should make 8 pints or 4 quarts. And that'll be plenty for me to can. We don't need turkey broth that frequently. We'll probably have a turkey again around the holidays sometime, and then I'll have broth on hand to make my gravy or to make a turkey soup if I want to add to other leftovers later on. So hope you and your family had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll be back in the morning to can up this wonderful turkey broth. It just smells so delicious. The whole house smells great.